So, to the topic of this actual video. The only dating secret that you need to know is whether or not you're dealing with a jester or an investor. A jester is a clown. He or she manipulates, they play games, they tell lies, they create a facade to get you to believe something so that they can get what they want. It's that simple. If you are confused, if you don't know where you stand, if things were absolutely great one day and then all of a sudden they completely flip without any reasonable causation, you were dealing with a jester. In historic times, the jester's job was to entertain the king. The king is who you are looking for, or queen if you're a male watching this. The king or queen, they invest into themselves, into the people around them. They are very strategic in what they do. They are not there to play games. They are not there to waste resources. They have a long-term plan, and if you are invited into their life, you are guaranteed to benefit in some type of way. So what happens when you're dealing with a jester? This person will come into your life, they'll make it seem like things are progressing or they're going well or they're really into you at one point. That is, until they get what they want from you. What does the jester want exactly? It could be a number of things, and it applies to both genders. They could just want sex. They could want someone to be their PR, to have by their side to make it look like their life is regulated and in control. They may need an ego boost. The list is endless. The way you will absolutely know what type of person you're dealing with is by asking for clarity. The jester is not allowed to reveal the secrets, the tricks of the trade, the moves in the game, because once you catch on, it's no longer fun for them. The fun, the enjoyment is in manipulating you to get what they want. It's not in mutual consent. It's not in two adults agreeing to a certain dynamic. It's one person being vulnerable and open and the other person being manipulative and in control. You need to find the investor. This is the person who has something to lose. They've built an empire. It may not be complete, right? We're all a work in progress, but they've built something for themselves that they'd like to protect, and they're considering whether or not you can join them in that endeavor. The investor has no problem giving you clarity because that gives them clarity. They don't skate through life just hoping that things fall into place, because they understand that to build a kingdom, you have to be strategic. A man who wants to build a family is not just going to slip and fall into a woman and get her pregnant. No, those are careless jesters who play around with women's wombs and emotions. An investor is not going to accidentally plant his seed in a woman that he doesn't want. And the same thing goes for a woman. She's not just going to give up her womb to a man that comes and goes out of her life, isn't consistent, doesn't protect, doesn't provide, doesn't nurture her in any capacity. That is your secret. Know what type of person you are dealing with. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer for people to really reveal who they are and what their intentions are. This is how we get love bombing. You have to let that initial facade pass. For the first 3 months, 6 months, a year sometimes, you are still just meeting that person's representative. And if you haven't found your investor, when you see who you are dealing with, you need to be ready to leave quickly with no regrets. Until next time, be safe out there.